anything to offer anybody, and I don't even pretend like I do, you know? I don't cook. I don't even know how to clean. There's a good chance I may be an alcoholic.
Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. I'm not live streaming today. It is raining like cats and dogs. My internet keeps going out because that's what I get for living in the woods in the middle of Tennessee. So instead, I'm going to record this and then I can upload it. And if that fails, I'm not driving you guys crazy. So who's laughing now, dear Chelsea Handler? Now, if you're not familiar with Chelsea Handler, she had a late night TV show. She's a comedian from the 90s. She's featured in many things. She's still interviewed and goes on late night talk shows. And she's a absolute raging feminist that apparently hates all men except my brothers out there. So my brothers, she is all yours. But she, very similar to the story I just did on Terry Hatcher, who was once a very attractive and beautiful woman. I mean, she was a very attractive woman. She had very shapely, nice curves to her. Very pretty, had all the opportunities in the world, married and divorced, dated. I think she married and divorced because at least in one of her video clips, the video clip that I played in the beginning of this video, which let me pop that over here.
With a job at the sunglass.
I'll pop that over here right now. There's points in this video. Damn it, pause. There's points in this video where I think it was in this video. Yeah, she's got a wedding ring on. And in one of her other videos, she had a pretty big rock. She had a pretty big rock on her finger. So at some point, some man wanted to make an honest woman out of Chelsea, and either she did and went her own way, or she decided it wasn't best for her. And again, you know, this is Chelsea back in the 90s. Well, smash cut today, and Chelsea's not looking so good. Father Time and Mama Gravity have caught up to her, and now she says, oh, goodness sakes, I'm a threat to straight men because I'm child-free and single. See, she thinks, like many of these other weird feminists, she thinks that us commenting is us being haters because she's choosing her own lifestyle. Now, you guys know as well as I do, I'm not hating on anybody for choosing their own lifestyle. Many of us are doing the same thing. I am child-free. I'm not married. I have no intentions of doing so. And if any of you guys said to me, hey, man, I'm doing the same thing, no hate on you. That's what a lot of guys are doing today because of the dating market. But Chelsea's a little different because she thinks we're picking on her because of her lifestyle choices. But that's not the truth of it. The truth is that she's going to pay the penalty that all women do, or at least the vast majority of women. They're hooking up, and I've got a clip of her doing an interview with Andy Cohen. She's hooking up. She's having fun. She's having a great time. It's the time of her life because Chelsea's 49. She's still able to find men that find her attractive and sleep with her, but things are slowing down. And now she's finding on the dating apps that either A, she's already slept with half the men, and I'm not making that up. That's literally something she said. She said, I'm starting to recycle through the old men I've already slept with, or I can't find anybody that I like and meets my standards and everything else. So she's going to get it just like all the others do, and that's why we make fun of them, because ultimately they end up sad, alone, depressed, and making up excuses, and now she's got galactic levels of cope as to why things aren't going so well for her. Before we get into this, let me jump to today's sponsor, the Wellness Company. Well, the holidays are here, which also means it's sick season. Sinus infections, strep throat, upper respiratory hacking. Everyone is traveling and passing it all around. But guess what? You don't have to deal with it this year, gang. Why? Because this little blue case is your mobile urgent care. It has ivermectin, Z-Pak, amoxicillin, and 6 other prescription medications at your fingertips. Thanks to the Wellness Company's medical emergency kit, you can tackle anything severe your body comes across without ruining your holiday plans and winding up in urgent care. This kit cuts through all the red tape by allowing you to take control of your health versus being reactive and inconvenienced during precious friends and family time. You don't need a gatekeeper because their medical board created a guidebook that outlines common treatments for UTIs, strep throat, bacterial infections, respiratory illnesses, and more. All it takes is filling out a digital intake form, and your kit arrives at your door in 1 to 2 weeks. Travel with peace of mind this holiday season. Order your kit now by heading to twc.health/oddmanout and use code oddmanout to save up to $30 off, plus free shipping. Kits are only available in the U.S. Be safe with ivermectin and life-saving meds at the Wellness Company. Don't get caught unprepared. Use code oddmanout and save $30 and free shipping. Boy, you'd think I'd have this down a little bit smoother now at this point in time. Well, let's start with Chelsea Handler's I don't want to date white men anymore. Now, wait till you hear the words out of her mouth. She's gone full woke. But the reason I'm playing this clip, she admits to sleeping with half of the men she goes out on dates with and hooking up, and she can't find the right guy, and she's running out of men to meet up on the dating apps. If you're 49 years old and you're running out of dudes to sleep with because you've slept with all of them and you're having a hard time, how do you think things are going to go when she continues down her path of looking like Skeletor here on the left-hand side? So let's hear from good old Chelsea.
What is your type, by the way?
I think black, I mean, with white men and the way straight white men have been acting for the last couple of years, I think there's only one direction to go in. That's black, Asian, Latinx, anything.
Latinx. This is how woke she is. She's using the Latinx, and she'll date anybody but white men because white men are all evil because we're the patriarchy and we're the, we're the oppressive, we're the oppressors.
That isn't, a white privileged male who's denying what's happening. I mean, listen, that's not all men, obviously. We all know that there are good men out there. But, very much like the police, there are too many bad apples to overlook as a collective. Like there has to be a collective reckoning and saying, hey, ladies, we're sorry, for everything we've done. We didn't understand that you were at such a disadvantage or that every marginalized group was at a disadvantage because of us since the beginning of time. So a lot of my material is aimed at, hey, guys, we're trying to make sure you don't go extinct. So can you fucking listen to what we're telling you and just shut up and say you're sorry?
Shut up and say you're sorry. So if I call Chelsea Handler out, right? If I call Chelsea Handler out and make fun of her, I'm doing it out of a place of jealousy and that she's a threat and men can't handle her because she's child-free and single. No, you're a raving lunatic. You're a woke bitch. That's what it boils down to. That's all it is. That's why we're making fun of you. And so over time, what Chelsea kind of forgets, and the same thing a lot of Hollywood actresses forget, there becomes a point in time where you're no longer nice to look at. Now, if you're someone like Betty White, who is based and funny and a great actor and awesome, you have no problems. If you're someone like Chelsea Handler, who's woke and insufferable and a bitch and nobody likes her, you're going to have problems. And what kind of men is she trying to date anyway? Because I don't know about you, but any Chad Chaddington out there is not going to touch her with a 50-foot pole, not just because of her saggy, baggy looks, but because of her stupid attitude. The reason why these videos I find so fun is this is such a large segment of women. Because she's a Hollywood actress or whatever the hell she is, pain in the ass, because she's in front of the camera, this gives it's like a documentary. The life of a former attractive woman, a woman that was a comedian and she had men interested in her, the life of her going all the way to a woke, worn out, bitter, angry woman who's single. No one wants to be with her. And so she lashes out at anybody that makes fun of her because of her past life choices. That's really, and there's so many women that are going to be doing and living the same lifestyle, except now they'll probably have blue hair and nose rings. But other than that, this is who they're going to turn into.
Say you're sorry, and we'll tell you when your probation period is over in about 6 months to a year.
I don't understand why you're not more active on Tinder then, because it seems like the guys that you want are not on Raya. And but I think Tinder is a perfectly reputable place for you to be. I think you should.
No, well, maybe I have a Tinder account. Maybe I'll activate it. I didn't know about the verify thing because Raya, it's just a circulation of the same group of people. And you're like, I've slept with half these people. I need a new audience.
I've slept with half of them. I need a new audience. The audience is a strange word to me. I need a new audience. How about I need other people to date? I need something new. Or she literally refers them as an audience. She's a performer. Her life is a performance. That's all it is. I do like the fact that when she was talking about getting on Tinder, she started flipping and playing with her hair. Watch this again. Like she's trying to get ready to get her photo taken for Tinder.
Reputable place for you to be. I think you should.
No, well, maybe I have a Tinder account. Maybe I'll activate it. I didn't know. Well, I was in Australia on tour like 2 years ago, and I was in Melbourne, and I used Tinder, and I met this guy in a hotel at the hotel bar. And again, it's an audition process for me because I have to make sure everything's up and running. And like,
this is. Do you see how weird? Do you see the thought process behind these weirdos? She met him at a hotel bar. Now she, straight from her mouth, not mine. She meets somebody for an hour or two. She'll hook up with him. Now she will do that because she's still at least doable to some group of men, I guess, that she finds. Some guys are just like, it's easier than using my 5 fingers and whatever. She meets up. This is a Hollywood actress, a comedian, somebody that's on late night TV. She's on Tinder apps, meeting up with dudes and at a hotel bar. And then after hanging out with him for an hour or two and she's attracted to him, she sleeps with him. She's said so in many instances. She'll just hook up with him. Do you think that lifestyle is going to serve you well when in 3 or 4 or 5 years, no men want to sleep with you at all? This is why we make fun of these women, because there is a point in time where they become well beyond what men want to sleep with. What does she have then? Because now she's calling it an audition for these men. She needs to audition them before she sleeps with them. Do you see how mentally weird and deranged some of these women are? It's just, I don't know, it's just very strange.
I'm attracted to them. Yeah. And I spent about an hour talking to him, and it turns out I wasn't attracted to him. So that didn't work out either. But I've rejected more men probably once I've met them on a date than most. Well, actually, that's probably what most people do. Because the ratio of me being interested in them versus me meeting them and not being interested isn't strong. But I do.
And that's pretty much where she leaves it off. But how telling. She meets men. This person right here is meeting men, and she's declining. She's turning them down. She's saying she has no interest. How long does that last for? How long do the hookups go well and things like that? And then it just all comes crashing to an end. That's why we make fun of the Chelsea handlers and the other women like this that were once very attractive. They had all the options in the world. She could have done anything. Again, I've said this last time, I'll say it again. A woman that looks like this, that's 23, 24, 25, out in Hollywood, there's going to be a producer that's going to date her. There's going to be a Hollywood actor that would take her out. And through all this and all her relationships, she ends up single alone and now says she's a threat to men because we don't want anything to do with her. Ironically, she must be talking to the black dudes. If she's talking about I'm a threat to straight men because I'm child-free and single, she must be talking to the black dudes because we're the oppressive patriarchy, thus white dudes. Anyway, they say comedian Chelsea Handler claims she's a threat to single men because she's consciously made the decision to spend her life as a child-free and single woman. Handler, who seems fallen for the commonly spread myth that one cannot be free or happy if they procreate and allow their DNA to continue into the future long after they're dead, insisted that she has no regrets about her decision to remain childless. She said, "I'm so glad I don't have kids," the 49-year-old actress told Kelly Ripa during an interview on Wednesday's episode of Let's Talk Off-Camera podcast. She said, "I don't have to ask permission for anyone about anything," Handler said, explaining that this is because she's child-free and single. Now, up to this point, I have no hate on her. Understand, I have no hate on her. I live a child-free and unmarried life. Many of you do. I don't hate on somebody when they decide to make these decisions. But the reason why there's a difference between we men that do it and Chelsea Handler and Terry Hatcher and all these other actresses. We're used to being alone. We're used to going without getting attention. We're used to living our lives without that drip, drip, drip of narcissistic attention. I spend weeks out here on the land by myself with very little interaction with human beings other than to go over and, work on the house and maybe talk to the plumber because he's hooking up a water softener or a filtration system or lining up, I don't know, whatever. And then I talk to him about, okay, let's do this. I work on something, they do their thing, and then we move on. That's it. There's no narcissist. There's no love. There's not anybody telling me how awesome or pretty or beautiful or they want to sleep with me. There's none of that. And you guys know that because that's the lifestyle you live as well. We're used to having no attention on us. We're used to being alone. So when we say, I'm okay being alone, we really mean being alone. The problem with the Chelsea Handlers and all these other people out there is when they say, I'm fine being alone. I'm okay not dating and having a husband or kids. And then they go out to get mimosas with 3 or 4 of their friends. And then they go do a late night talk show and they have the cameras following them. And then they're going to the Billboard Awards. And then their life is filled with lots of activities and people that want their attention because of who they are. But Father Time and Hollywood is a cruel mistress. And what's going to happen is Chelsea's going to fall off the radar. She's going to become irrelevant. She's not going to get as much attention. And before you know it, her friends are going to be doing their own thing. Maybe they get boyfriends and the Hollywood paparazzi are not following her around taking her picture. And she gets a little bit more wrinkles and a little bit more sags and she's going to slip into irrelevance. Then no one's paying attention to Chelsea Handler, just like no one's paying attention to us. What's the difference? We're actually really fine with it. Chelsea Handler has no idea what it's going to be like when the world leaves her behind. When she's not getting that narcissistic drip, and because she's on a dating app, she's thinking of the men that she's dating and people that she's talking to as an audience. What happens when that audience goes silent? She's not ready for it. We are. That's the difference. She said Handler went on to say she became pregnant when she was a teenager, but deleted the kid because her parents didn't approve. There's a shocker. Guys, if you don't know about Chelsea Handler, she's like one of the easiest women in Hollywood, and I legitimately mean that. There's so many stories of her. There's pictures of her out there just like taking her top off and showing herself. She is so in love with herself, and she puts herself out there. We'll just say that. So I have no idea. I have no idea how she's going to cope with once Father Time and Gravity take over. It's not going to be pretty. But of course, hopefully my channel's still around, and we'll be tracking her along with her and all the other insufferable people that hate us plebs, us woke, or the woke out there that hate us men. Hopefully we'll be following along to cheer on their decline. This is the beginning of it. I'll just say that. Handler said she received feedback from all these idiot men who she dismissed as being threatened by her unfruitful lifestyle. The feedback from all these idiot men saying that I'm not really happy and shame on me because I'm spreading terrible message to women is just obviously gave me, even more of a motivation to do it. Great English. I read that verbatim. Well, good. Go ahead. You boss bitch us. You show how stunning and brave you are, but it's easy. You're on easy mode now. You're on easy mode now because you still have some relevance and men want to sleep with you. That will change. She said they're like these conservative news media outlets. I'm on their radar because I don't need anything from these men, so I'm a threat. I'm a threat to a lot of straight men who don't have enough self-confidence. No. You're not a threat. You're insufferable. We talk about you because you're rude and you're woke and you're a feminist. And all these not eggs that you don't have in your basket are going to come home to roost one day, and we're going to cheer your demise. We're going to cheer as you lament. Just ask, not only did Terry Hatcher, but what was it, a year or two ago? What's her name from Mad Max? Charlize Theron. I just did Charlize Theron, her and her 3 adopted black babies that were all boys but now are magically girls, because what are the odds? About 1 in 300 billion. But all her boys turned up to grow up to be girls, and she says the same thing. Oh, no, and I'm intimidating. I'm too strong and powerful a woman for men to date. No, that means you're an insufferable bitch feminist, and men don't find you attractive enough to even sleep with you anymore. That's what it means. So good luck to you. Anyway, that's about all. I wanted to throw this out there because, look, I don't care about Chelsea Handler. I don't care about Terry Hatcher. I don't care about any of these woke actresses. But what I do care about is this is what women are looking up to. This is how many women today act. I'm the boss bitch. I know what's going on. I'm strong. I'm empowered. I'm in charge of everything. I'm happy and I'm fine by myself. And that's because people pay attention to them because they're pretty, or they've got a nice body, or they still have some relevance in Hollywood or whatever, and they're still in the limelight. The only reason Chelsea even can be out there in the least little bit is she's a champion for feminism and strong boss bees and telling the patriarchal men they're insufferable. Oh, good luck to you. Look, I know I'm aging too, and I'm going to be wrinkly and old someday too. But you know something? I'm okay with it. Genuinely. Like, I'm fine. I know that's going to happen. I'm 52. Father Time catches up to us all. Now, am I working out a little bit more now? And am I starting to watch my diet? Am I taking supplements? Am I going to maybe start using things on my skin to help me clear up acne that I shouldn't have at the age of 52? Yeah, there's a good chance I'm going to do that. But I'm doing it for myself. I'm not doing it so I can be in front of a camera or for other people to love me or find me, because it's just literally me out here in the middle of the woods. And, well, you guys. And let's be honest, you probably wouldn't mind if I looked a little better, since you have to watch my videos and look at my ugly face on camera. But there is a difference. And these women Father Time is going to tell them the tale, and the younger generations are not listening. They're going to repeat the same mistakes, and we'll be right here to laugh at them as they fall into irrelevance and old age and wrinkles. Welcome to the party, ladies. It's going to keep happening again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And again.